How's it going, guys? Hope your day is going well. Today we'll be installing the TKI Billet Throttle Block. First I'm going to show you how to install it, and then we're going to be hitting the mountain to do some testing. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can see how I managed to explode my throttle flipper. So the TKI Billet Throttle Block comes very professionally packed. The main goal of the throttle block is to help prevent snow and ice buildup between the throttle block and the throttle flipper itself. This fits any Polaris sled between 2011 and 2022, including 23. It uses the factory throttle safety switch. It's very easy to install and doesn't require any modifications to the OEM equipment. And as of the current moment, it is only available in black. Alright, let's get started. First thing we need to do is remove the 4 screws holding on the stock throttle block and remove that cover. Next, loosen up the small Allen bolt that holds on the piece on the underside of the throttle block. Now we need to get the throttle cable disconnected from the throttle flippers. So what I'll do is pull the throttle flipper to full wide open throttle, then use a pair of needle nose pliers to hold the throttle cable where it's at, and then grab the end of the throttle cable when it comes out of the flipper. Next, we need to remove the throttle cable, so we need to pull that out of the throttle block, and to do so, we'll need to remove the little circlip that holds it in. Normally, I will use a little small flathead screwdriver or a pair of small needle nose pliers, and then use that to start pushing up on the ends of that little circlip. I tend to favor the needle nose pliers so that you can push up on both sides of the circlip to make it a little bit easier, but don't do it too quickly, just do it nice and slowly so that the circlip doesn't fall down and get lost in your garage. And then you gotta make a trip to the dealer. Once you've done that, the throttle cable will pull through the throttle block, and then we can finally remove the throttle flipper. And to do that, it's similar to the throttle cable where it just has a little circlip on the underside. And then once you pull that off, set it to the side, you can pull the pin up and out. Just make sure that you get all the little washers that comes with that little pin so that they don't get lost. Then when you pull the throttle block off, the throttle safety switch will pull straight out. Now if you're running a set of the ODI grips on the Cheetah Factory Racing handlebars, the ends of them are a little bit too thick for the throttle flipper to get by, so I would recommend just cutting off the end of it real quick. And obviously if you're running a set of the stock bars with the stock grips, you don't have to worry about this. Now we can finally install the new throttle block. Now I pre-assembled mine on the handlebars before I actually put the throttle safety switch in. The only thing that you really have to make sure of is that it doesn't pinch the wire for your grip heater. What's nice about the TKI throttle block is that it's CNC'd perfectly for the throttle safety switch, so you just set it in there, put the cover over it, throw the bolts in, and then that part of it's done. And as for the other 2 bolts, those not only hold the cover on, but they also hold the back piece that clamps the throttle block to the handlebars itself. So I left those a little bit loose so that I can move the throttle block around and get it positioned how I want it. So we'll tighten those down here in just a minute. Installing the throttle flipper and pin is just the reverse of earlier. And then same thing with the throttle cable. It installs just like you would if you were installing it into the stock throttle block. And then the last thing to do is just double check function of everything and hop on the sled, making sure that it's in the right position that you want it at, and then tightening everything up. And now you're ready to hit the trail. The only other thing that I would recommend is using a cable lube on the throttle cable, and I have a video coming out pretty soon that'll show you how to do that. That'll be in the upper right hand corner as well as in the description below. And obviously don't forget to put that little rubber grommet back over the end of the throttle cable because that does keep water out of the cable itself. I really love how it turned out on my Matryx with the CFR bars and everything that I added on there. It just turned out very clean and super simple and minimal. If you'd like to see the full handlebar install video, I'll link it in the description below as well once I get it posted. Alright, enough garage talk, let's head up to the mountain.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy, it's on.
GoPro's probably gonna shut off here soon though. I need to get those cold weather batteries. They don't like to last long.
You look high as f***, it's okay.
Well, that didn't work. Just one turn and sticks your goggles instantly.
Oh, shit. Man, that looked like it hurt.
You came to an abrupt stop.
Oh, yeah, that one hurt.
Well, that little scorpion left me with no throttle. I don't even know where it went. Oh well.
This will be another player towing you out.
So, TKI throttle block is good. I think if I had the stalker, it would have probably exploded as well, because throttle cable is good. The wires are obviously gone. But part of the flipper is right here. But the throttle block is good. It's freaking fantastic. I just don't know where the flipper went. Oh my God. Wait. Oh! Oh!
Oh, there it is! Yeah! Luck of the draw. We can super glue it back together, you'll ride tomorrow.
Alright, so thankfully,
good old friend Kenzie over here just so happened to have a flipper from his stalker that doesn't have the wiring for the heater, so we're gonna throw it on real quick so I can get back to the truck, and then we'll come back for the sled in a little bit. Got this little piece off, and you can get these little clips off with just fingers basically pushing it off the little edge there. It's not too bad. Set that over there. Then I'm going to use the little rubber bungees here that came with the Matryx stock, which is amazing, and just kind of tie that back like that. All right, new, well, temporary flipper is on there, and the clip on the bottom here, if you put your finger or put your thumb on it, oops, so you put your thumb on it on the bottom here so it doesn't fall down, and then use your fingernail on the back side of it to push it in. That way you don't need tools. So you know when you always said, when in doubt, throttle out?
What happened?
I took that literally.
Oh, buddy, you have to take the sun apart.